Hello, I'm Zett, and today I present you a video about the new Firmware 3.50. The new version 3.50 was released a few hours ago, so pretty much this morning. At first, as you can see, the accessibility feature is new, but at first I'm running version 3.50. Then let's see what new features this firmware offers. First, let's go into the accessibility features or settings. We have a zoom function, which pretty much is if you press square and the PlayStation button, you zoom in, and then you can pretty much scroll a bit. This looks a bit weird since it's just zooming in a tiny amount, but whatever. Then we are able to invert the colors, so we get black turns into white and I think yellow into blue and whatever. Then we have the larger text feature, which should make the text a lot bigger. And we also have a bold text feature, which should make the text a bit, well, fatter. Then we have a high contrast feature, which pretty much adjusts the colors, so the important things should be easier to spot, and it should be easier to use the device. Then we have closed captions for titles that support them. That way you can configure your own closed captions. I think I don't need it. And then we have a nice feature which is button assignment, and with button assignment you can change the functions of buttons. So as you can see in this graphic, if I reset this, confirm, in this graphic I can swap the functionality of the X and the circle button, or cross and circle button, whatever. And when I enable this, then if I'm then pressing the X button, I'm going back, and if I'm pressing the circle button, I confirm things. So I can pretty much switch the whole functionality of the X and the circle button, which is very nice for people who have imported a device from Asia, since on the Asian PlayStation devices the circle button is used for confirmation and the X button is used for cancelling things. While this button assignment feature is very nice, one thing that's not that nice is it's not only in the main menu, pretty much the home screen of the Vita, but it also carries over to games. So if I'm playing a Western game and it says press X, I have to press circle, which is kind of weird. It would be nice if it would be possible to only have this feature on the system and the system applications themselves, but not inside of the games. So I pretty much just want the feature to undo the Asian button swap that is present on Asian devices, and this button swap never appears in games, but only appears in the main menu, home menu, whatever. So the feature is very nice, but it would be nice if you could restrict it to specific, let's say, modes, like the main menu and the games. And then we have the add to quick menu feature. This way we can add accessibility settings to the quick menu and also the assignment feature. And the quick menu is pretty much this menu that appears if you keep the PlayStation button pressed. So at the very end you have accessibility, and you can easily on the fly invert the colors or enable or disable the custom button assignment, which is very nice. And then otherwise, I'm not entirely sure what else has changed. I think the PlayStation icon is new. No, I don't want to turn on Wi-Fi. The PlayStation icon is new. Then they have removed the Maps application. It used to be here. The Near application is pretty much destroyed. Like, it has no Maps data anymore. And, well, showing people near you playing games on the Vita without a map is kinda shit. So they could have just removed the Near application. Whatever. Those were the official changes. Unofficial changes are custom bubbles are patched. So my nice KN bubble is not working anymore, my VHBL, my ARC and my PSP filer bubble are also not working anymore, unfortunately. Then for the games, like this Patapon game, it was used on Firmware 3.36 to set up custom bubbles, which in the end made it possible for you to use the ARC2 eCustom firmware. Well, they patched the Patapon save data, so you can't use Patapon anymore for exploiting. Then let's see if they patched Numblast. Maybe Numblast is still working. Let's see. Nope, save corrupted, Numblast not working. Crap. Let's see if ArcadeDarts is still working. It was also one of the games released for the Firmware 3.36. This takes ages to load. Let's see, start, load game, load save data. Also corrupted. So the firmware patches the exploit games like Patapon, Numblast and ArcadeDarts. The firmware also apparently patches the kernel mod exploit, which was used to run the ARC2 eCustom firmware. And unfortunately it is patching, or it has patched, the custom bubbles. So if you had a bubble, for example the Uno game, and you used that Uno game to run your ARC2 eCustom firmware or just the VHBL, then as of firmware 3.35 you cannot do this anymore, because launching a custom bubble on 3.35, no, 3.50, not 3.35, 3.50, on 3.50 will just give you an immediate error message which pretty much tells you you can't use it. So yeah, this was my little review about version 3.50. Check out my other videos and see you soon.